You decided to watch this video, didn't you? You think you're sitting here making conscious choices, weighing options, but neuroscience reveals something unsettling. Most of your decisions happen before you're aware of them. Your brain has already chosen, and your conscious mind is just catching up, constructing a story about why you decided what you already did. I'm revealing how your brain makes decisions without you, and what this tells us about consciousness and who's really in control. The 7-second delay. Your brain decides before you know you've decided. This isn't philosophy, it's measurable neuroscience. At the Max Planck Institute, researcher John Dylan Haynes used MRI scanners to watch people's brains as they made simple decisions. Participants pressed a button with either hand whenever they felt like it. The instruction: decide freely whenever you want. Here's what Haynes discovered. He could predict which hand they would use up to 7 seconds before they consciously decided. 7 full seconds. That's an eternity in brain time. The neural activity patterns revealed the choice long before participants experienced making it. This challenges everything we think about decision making. You feel like you're choosing in real time, but your brain has already committed. The conscious experience of deciding comes after the neural machinery has already done its work. And the 7-second delay isn't the only way your brain operates behind the scenes. There's another system running constantly, making thousands of choices you never consciously register. The automatic pilot. Your brain processes approximately 11 million pieces of information per second. Your conscious mind can handle about 40. This massive gap means most of your brain's work happens in what neuroscientists call the adaptive unconscious. These are sophisticated neural systems that evaluate, choose, and act without conscious input. Research from Cornell University found that people make over 200 food-related decisions daily. When asked, most estimated around 15. The remaining 185 decisions happened automatically. Your brain chooses portion sizes, when to stop eating, whether to grab a snack, without bothering your conscious awareness at all. This automatic system isn't limited to trivial choices. Studies show that complex social judgments and moral intuitions emerge from unconscious processing. Your brain evaluates trustworthiness in 100 milliseconds, faster than conscious thought. The adaptive unconscious operates on pattern recognition. It's learned from thousands of experiences and makes predictions based on those patterns. Most of the time, it's remarkably accurate, but sometimes it creates biases your conscious mind doesn't understand. While your brain makes rapid automatic decisions, there's another layer of unconscious influence that's even more powerful and harder to detect. The priming effect. Your decisions are shaped by stimuli you don't consciously perceive. This is called priming, and it demonstrates how vulnerable your decision-making is to subtle manipulation. Psychologist John Bargh conducted a famous study at New York University. Participants completed a language task that exposed them to words associated with either elderly people or youth. Afterward, researchers measured how fast participants walked down the hallway. Those exposed to elderly-related words walked significantly slower. They had no awareness of the connection. Their brains had unconsciously absorbed the concept of elderly and altered their physical behavior accordingly. Priming also affects major decisions. Studies show that people are more likely to buy French wine when French music plays in stores, more aggressive after viewing violent images, and more generous after seeing images of eyes watching them. None of these influences reach conscious awareness. Your brain constantly processes environmental cues and adjusts your behavior before you notice. The decisions feel entirely yours, but they're shaped by factors you don't consciously register. This environmental influence combines with something even more fundamental that's been directing your choices since childhood. Emotional tagging. Antonio Damasio, a neuroscientist at the University of Southern California, discovered that emotion isn't separate from decision-making, it's essential to it. See, he studied patients with damage to the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, the brain region connecting emotion to cognition. These patients could reason logically, understand consequences, and articulate options, but they couldn't make decisions. Without emotional input, they would deliberate endlessly over trivial choices like what to eat for lunch. They understood all of the options intellectually, but had no internal signal indicating which choice felt right. Damasio developed the somatic marker hypothesis. Your brain tags experiences with emotional responses. When facing similar situations later, those emotional tags activate automatically, guiding you toward beneficial choices and away from harmful ones. You feel these as gut feelings, intuitions, or hunches. They're not mystical. They are your brain's emotional memory system influencing decisions before conscious analysis even begins. This emotional guidance system usually helps, but it can also trap you in patterns that no longer serve you. And there's one more unconscious process that might be the most powerful of them all: the narrative constructor. Your conscious mind doesn't make decisions. It explains them after the fact. Michael Gazzaniga's research with split-brain patients revealed this dramatically. These patients had the connection between their brain's two halves surgically severed. Information presented to the right side couldn't be accessed by the left side, where language centers reside. Researchers showed commands to the right side, like walk. Patients would stand up and start walking. When asked why, their left side, which hadn't seen the command, would fabricate explanations. I wanted to get a drink, or I needed to stretch. The left side acts as an interpreter, creating plausible stories for actions it didn't initiate. It experiences these stories as the cause of behavior, but they're really explanations after the fact. This happens in normal brains constantly. You act based on unconscious processing. Then your conscious mind generates a narrative about why you chose that action. The narrative feels like the decision-making process, but it's actually just the story you tell yourself afterward. Studies on consumer behavior demonstrate this clearly. People choose products based on unconscious factors like packaging, color, or shelf placement, then justify their choices with logical-sounding reasons about quality or value. They generally believe their stated reasons, but those aren't why they actually chose. Your conscious experience of deciding is often just your brain explaining to you what it already did. So if your brain makes decisions without you, what does this mean for free will, responsibility, and self-control? Neuroscientists don't agree on the philosophical implications, but they agree on the mechanics. Conscious choice is one small part of a much larger decision-making system. Most of that system operates outside awareness. This doesn't mean you're a helpless puppet. It means understanding how your brain actually works gives you better tools for influence. You can't control unconscious processes directly, but you can shape the environment that influences them, recognize when automatic patterns aren't serving you, and build better emotional tags through new experiences. Your conscious mind may not make decisions, but it can observe them, question them, and gradually reshape the unconscious systems that do. Take a moment to notice one decision you made today that felt completely conscious. Now consider what unconscious factors might have influenced it. What were you exposed to beforehand? What emotional associations did you have? Write it below in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what patterns you discover. If this video changed how you understand consciousness and decision making, hit that like button and subscribe, because knowing how your brain decides gives you the power to influence those decisions.